Welcome to the podcast.
Yay!
That's Nikki. I'm Obadiah. This is the Riot.
I'm the yayer.
And I'm the nayer.
Aw. Well, we can switch if you want every other day.
Sure. So you can be the nayer tomorrow.
I'll neigh on weekends.
Today's podcast is heavy on the movies.
It is.
We talk about movies, but we don't always go so heavy. But let me give you a list here, Nikki.
It's hard when you put it in list form.
I know.
That it really does seem heavy like that.
We talk about Simon Pegg movies. So Mission Impossible, Shaun of the Dead, Creed. We talk about Bumblebee, Aquaman.
Oh, gosh.
There's one. Oh, did we say Mission Impossible Fallout?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it had its own other time.
Yeah.
We did talk a lot.
There's a lot of that.
There is.
There is. There's bacon cannoli. There's Sheets. There's charity streaming. There's Nicki Minaj again. She's back in, guys.
There's an update on your new number one.
Oh, my gosh. And let's not forget about Chicken McNuggets.
Oh, the Chicken McNuggets ornament for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. So.
It's got a lot.
It does.
Yes, it is a lot of movies, but who doesn't like a movie?
It does. So anything else you want to?
So escape with us for our podcast as we escape like when we go and watch a movie.
Escape to the silver screen.
To the cinemas. So grab your popcorn and snuggle on up to our podcast and enjoy it today.
Okay. It is the Riot.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Dear RadioU, when I was a kid, my parents sent our dog to live on a farm in the country where he could run and play all day. I could ask them for the address if you need somewhere to send the Riot.
It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
So the beverage fairy came by.
Yes, we had a wonderful listener who works with Pepsi bring us a bunch of stuff on Friday.
I didn't get a name.
I believe it's Doug.
Okay,
but I
Doug.
am double checking.
So we were talking about all of those Mountain Dew flavors. He brought those, which we're going to taste test. I don't know if we want to do a food fight like today or tomorrow, but sometime soon.
So it's the Game Fuel.
Amped Game Fuel.
Amped Game
Mountain
Fuel.
Dew Amped Game Fuel.
The reusable cans, those new ones.
Are they reusable?
They are. Look at the top. Well, I mean, you can reseal them.
You can reseal them, okay.
Yes, I just mean it that way.
But the other thing we got here is we got some Starbucks triple shot energy extra strength.
Could you need more? It was Dan, actually, who brought those by.
Okay, Dan. So I've got cafe mocha and French vanilla. I think I'm going to go with this mocha.
It's almost like he brought a vending machine without the vending machine.
It feels exactly like that.
So thank you for bringing those. We're going to save, like we said, the Game Fuel Amp. We'll save those for an official taste test.
Oh, boy, that cafe mocha's got a real strong
taste to it.
Real strong smell. And I love that it's triple shot energy. It feels like they're looking at you like coffee's not enough. Just not doing it for you anymore.
Double not enough.
We've got triple.
No,
don't
just
you
tell
worry.
me how your heart goes. I want to make sure we don't need any warning. But you haven't had coffee. This would be...
I haven't. This would be my first douse of the good stuff.
Okay, just want to make sure. Because sometimes when you have home coffee and then you get to work and you have work coffee, it can get carried away. Is it good?
First off, do you notice?
Do I notice when it does get carried away?
Can you notice when I've had home coffee?
We can. We can.
All right. Yeah, you know what? It's fine.
Is it triple?
It tastes kind of like chocolate milk. If
really?
you want to know
no, be careful.
It
then.
really does.
Yeah, but it's a cafe mocha.
Yeah, I mean, you can taste the coffee, but the coffee flavor is very subtle.
That's the worst.
Very subtle.
Meaning it's the easiest then to drink all of it.
225 milligrams of caffeine.
Is that a
Plus,
lot?
it's got guarana, B vitamins, and ginseng.
It's like having a bee shot right there.
Well, I mean, they say that a cup of coffee, depending on the coffee, has between 80 and 100 milligrams of coffee. So 225 in a can, that's
pretty
substantial.
Good. Pretty
nice.
Pretty good to be raking in those numbers so early in the morning.
I'll tell you why it tastes like milk. 33 grams of sugar.
Oh, that's the good stuff. That's smooth.
I don't even put sugar in my coffee anymore. So wow.
That's like candy milk over there.
Man,
candy coffee milk.
It has a strong caffeine aftertaste, actually. If you guys have ever eaten or drank anything that has where they add caffeine to it, it has that kind of bitter metallic taste that kind of comes later.
I remember, was it Snickers or whatever years ago had a caffeinated one? And
like Snickers Buzz.
Dude, you know the Snickers commercials, when you're hungry and stuff, they needed one because when you ate that, it hit you literally when you were done eating it with a caffeine aftertaste.
With virtual reality, the possibilities are endless. It gives us the ability to live out any of our wildest dreams. So maybe we can use it to pretend the riot doesn't exist. The Riot on Radio U.
Okay, so we're not sure if it's Tamara, but we're going with Tam.
Tam.
Tam hit us up this morning with something that I think we all need. Now, I don't know if you guys caught the memo, but it is Christmas. It is.
We're getting close enough to where it really actually practically is Christmas.
We normally say that.
We cry wolf with that all year.
All year, especially come August. But I got to tell you guys.
We're not lying when we say it anymore.
It's 2 weeks from tomorrow. That's Christmas, okay? Okay. McDonald's in the UK? The UK?
Maybe it's just smaller area. It's better for them to manage.
UK Christmas? So McDonald's across the pond is offering, goodness gracious, a winter promotion, they say, called Reindeer Ready. And they're giving away Christmas lights shaped like chicken McNuggets.
It's a Christmas light or Christmas ornament?
Both.
Both?
You can get either one. You can get a Santa hat topped ornament, a sparkly gold chicken McNugget, and then they also have these string lights that are chicken McNugget shaped with an M on them. That's right.
Nice.
So you know what I'm not sure on? Let me see. Because in some cases, it won't even let me go to their website. We're sorry. Only for residents of the UK and Ireland can get Reindeer Ready. Okay, so is that the way you want it to be, McDonald's? You want to shut me out?
You want to offend one of your loyal customers?
Well, here's an Instagram post from somebody who says, have you ever dreamt of a McD's chicken McNugget hanging from your tree? If you have, or you are a fat mofo like I am.
Nice.
Exact quote. And McDonald's is giving away shiny gold chicken nugget ornaments and small chicken nugget ornaments. Okay, so you can't buy them. You can only win them. Let me tell you what, I'd buy that. I would.
Oh
my gosh.
If you just go to eBay, you can find all these old McDonald's nuggets.
This is a great hashtag. Hashtag can we be fat together?
Aww, well, that's the holidays right there, isn't it?
I really like that hashtag. Look, can we be fat together?
It's a lot for a hashtag.
That is a lot for a hashtag. So there you go.
Not in America.
Only in the UK.
But in the UK, they have a golden chicken McNugget ornament from McDonald's.
I will take one of those. I'd hang that on my tree.
I feel like it's like for me, I used to collect the Starbucks Christmas ornaments.
Yes.
Back when they used to have like a showing of like one ornament or two ornaments, and now there's so many.
It was like one every year.
Yeah, like it was actually a collector sort of thing. And now there's just so many to choose from.
Yeah.
It's lost its magic.
It has. There's a lot of Starbucks ornaments on our tree, and you're like,
maybe I should move over to McDonald's ornaments, though. I do collect Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, so there you go. And this is you can only win it, Nikki.
That'd be great. And then I want the hot honey mustard or the hot mustard dipping sauce ornament, too, if they have that.
It's an important one.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
If not, I'll just take a little one of it and try to pop a hole through it and hang it up and put it next to the golden McNugget.
That'll do great after a few years, I'm sure.
No, if I get it through the plastic, like the lip part of it around it, I might not compromise the actual hot mustard.
What if we got a syringe and we sucked out all of the actual hot mustard and then we replaced it with like liquid cement or something so it's set up and then
it wouldn't get
stank.
Yes, gross.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You know, Nikki, we could have never planned it, ever. If you and I had woken up on Friday morning and said Simon Pegg movie night,
I know.
We would have never done it. We would have.
Isn't that so weird?
The universe would have conspired to make sure that it didn't happen. But because we unannounced went ahead and each watched a Simon Pegg movie. So you watched Shaun of the Dead Saturday night?
It was that or Hot Fuzz. I was going through Netflix, and I had left. I always leave Hot Fuzz in my queue. Like
sure.
It is literally one of my, if not the most favorite movie of mine, which says something.
says something
Says
good.
something amazing. And then I saw, like, Shaun of the Dead. And I was like, we haven't seen that one in a while. And that is also a strong runner-up contender.
I haven't seen Shaun of the Dead in multiple years. Like, it's been a long time since I've watched it.
It itself is a classic, and it holds up surprisingly really, really, really well.
There are movies that do that.
And I was like, let's do Shaun of the Dead.
I watched Mission Impossible Fallout on Friday night. Did you watch it this weekend?
No, I did not.
Nikki.
I only had the time. I only had Shaun of the Dead
You put it
time.
on Shaun of the Dead.
And I just wanted to watch something classic.
But Nikki and I were both tweeting about what we were watching, and then she was like, Simon and Pegg movie night. And I was like, yes, it is!
Simon Pegg's in both of them.
Yes! You're absolutely right.
I had lots of fun.
I liked Fallout. I did Fallout. That was the second time I had seen it. And I still don't think it's as good as Rogue Nation.
Well,
though it did a whole lot better. Like,
I was
its
gonna say,
box office, people liked it better.
I don't think in your heart you could have another Mission Impossible like Rogue Nation. That's the spot. It's sized that way. So, like, you can't.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I don't know if any Mission Impossible could ever top it.
I love it so much. Simon Pegg is in Mission Impossible. Like, I don't think he really has any comedy in Fallout. He's played way more straight versus, I mean, like, there are a couple of like haha moments, but
here or there.
Like in Rogue Nation, he has some hilarious moments. Like when they're in the car and it's upside down and he wakes.
It's a classic. It's just a classic.
It's so funny. I love it. It still gets me.
It does. And I mean, that's just a sign of a good movie.
It still gets me.
So that's what we did on Friday night. We, from across the city, had a Simon Pegg movie night.
We totally did.
You're listening to the worst of the riot.
Today sucks.
Radio U.
Now, Nikki, if you had to guess, if I finally got around to seeing a movie from 2015...
Gosh, what movie would it be?
What movie do you think it would be?
2015.
Okay, we're Googling movies from 2015, and let me see if it...
I feel like I need a little help, like maybe the actor.
Boy, it takes a long time to get down the list right here. Like, it is not...
Was it a popular movie?
It is not toward... Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know, because by then, I mean, that's old enough to where I kind of lose track of the years.
Let's see. When I tell you, you'll know immediately. Directed by Ryan Coogler. Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, Creed.
Oh, Nikki.
Was it that old?
Yeah.
Creed's that old?
Creed is 3 years old. And, of course, I haven't seen Creed 2 yet.
But that's the one that just came out.
That's the one that just came out. But I will tell you that I am probably going to see Creed 2 this week or next.
I guess I always assumed you would have seen the first one.
I realized that. Okay, spoiler alert. It's 3 years old. But here's the thing. It's about Rocky Balboa, the character from the Rocky movies that
Sylvester Stallone.
Go back to the 70s. And then they did another one like 5 or 6 years ago or maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. And then,
did you see that one?
Yes, I did. I got that. I don't know. I don't have it anymore, but I had a Blu-ray for that at some point that someone had given me, and I watched it. And I don't know. That was a good movie. But this is about him training the son of Apollo Creed. And I'm telling you what, dude, it
was good.
It's so good.
Well, now it makes sense for you to watch that because then, the newer one's out.
Yeah, it's so good. And I'll just tell you that if you're willing to take the time to watch it, the scene that happens in the jail cell, not at the beginning, but in the middle. But see, the thing that makes it so special is that it actually parallels what's happening at the beginning. And so you got to...
Got to pay attention to it is what you're saying.
You got to pay attention to it. You got to understand it. But, there's this scene with the two, he's just... okay. Without saying anything else... It was a moment of, the movie is full of... You know how when a movie is trying really hard to make you feel something?
Sure.
But then some movies trust you and they just say, hey, we're going to show it to you. And you can feel what you want to feel.
It naturally happens.
Yeah, and this movie was that a lot. It was really honest. The characters were good. The characters all had good arcs. I thought the character arc for Rocky was really good. The one for Adonis was really good. And I feel like as an audience member, it respected my intelligence and my time, but it also respected the characters that it was presenting. It was
good.
It blew my mind. It blew my mind. And I'll tell you right now, I don't do this very often, but when Adonis was screaming at Rocky in that jail cell, tears
coming down. Oh, it just kind of hits that right spot.
It was such a moment where it was just This is amazing. So I tried to buy it.
Yeah.
Guess what? You can't buy anywhere.
Well, why can't you buy it?
If you want Creed on a 4K Blu-ray, too bad.
They don't have it out?
It is sold out everywhere.
Well,
I can only assume that they have probably pulled it out of print, so they will re-release it when Creed 2 comes out on Blu-ray or whatever. But yeah, I was like, this is so good, I have to buy it, and I have to watch it again.
And you can't do it yet.
And I can't. So it was like I could either buy it digitally or I could buy it on Blu-ray, and I was like, no. I want all the Ks.
He likes the 4K discs.
I want all the Ks.
So just be patient then. You waited years to watch it the first time.
I know.
And then you can watch. Do you want to watch now the second Creed movie in theaters, or are you fine to wait?
Oh, I think I'm going to have to go see it.
Go in theaters.
I was thinking, Nikki, tomorrow is a special Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's a Tuesday where for only $5.
$5 Tuesday, that's the best.
You will probably be able to see a movie of your choice. And so I'm thinking about hitting that up tomorrow, but I don't know. It came out of nowhere. I was home Sunday or Friday afternoon. I was like, it's finally time for me to watch this. And I was blown away by it.
I'm glad you have a new favorite movie.
Away by it. It was so good. Oh my gosh.
I'm not so much mad about what they say. I'm mad that they think any of us want to hear it. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I hate to have to do this. It's still pretty early on a Monday, which means it's pretty early in the week, but I feel like, Radio U's listener supported, and so many of you have given to keep us commercial free, and I feel like we owe you some honesty, some transparency in all of this. The most wanted last week was a lie. Because I want you to know that the number one requested song on Radio U last week did not win the most wanted.
It wasn't even in there.
Not even close. And Nicki Minaj was the winner last week.
So last week we talked about, like for you guys, when you text message, you can send us a request. You can say hello. Or a lot of people text us like stories or your thoughts on a story that we've been talking about. But the thing that we get inundated with is whenever Nicki Minaj has like a new single for radio, we have these bots that will text message us hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times
a day
from various numbers. So you'll block a number, it comes from another, and these are not humans. This is a bot that's used to basically spam radio stations into playing a song because there's like, this person's
Look at
requested.
all these people that love Nicki Minaj. Wow,
and it's been a bit much. So
she's the people's artist.
We were talking last week about how frustrated we were getting with that.
Mm-hmm. So here's what blew my mind.
Here's another layer to that onion.
So the text messages, that's a thing. We're working on that, whatever. And then, what was it? Friday night, Saturday morning. I don't have the timestamp in front of me. The phone call started. We are getting phone calls. We got almost 100 this weekend, or maybe that might be an exaggeration. I think it might be more like 60. Voicemails from people just calling and leaving requests, giving a unique name and location, all coming from a unique phone number, requesting Nicki Minaj.
But see, those are still bots.
They're bots.
Just, people have recorded the messages and then it goes out. It's crazy. It's almost like harassment at that point.
It feels like it is, but what do you do about it?
That's the hard part. You almost can't beat it.
It's crazy. It is just crazy. When I didn't check my email for like a day or whatever, and I picked up my phone yesterday afternoon, I was like, what is this? Why do we have so many? Oh my gosh.
Not even on the phone. Please don't.
It can't be.
It's driving us crazy.
And it is.
So that's okay. Well, in case we ever miss someone's text message, perhaps you've been sandwiched in between. You got buried. So you can, push yours back up to the top and just text us again.
Man, I'm telling you, Hudson's lying to you. If he doesn't play Nicki Minaj at the top of that list, he's lying to you.
Hey, we're just trying to make the most wanted a little better by not doing that.
Here's the thing. When you request a song and you vote for the most wanted, it's got to be something we play. We don't play Nicki Minaj.
I'm the only Nicki.
The Riot's motto, Carpe Cupcake. Those are words to live by. Radio U.
I'm not a girl, so I don't get invited to baby showers. And you're like, that's ridiculous. Well,
that's
think
just
about it.
How it is.
You just don't invite guys to baby showers. I mean, they have.
It's more popular now, but
maybe it is.
Or like a wedding shower.
All right. I've never been invited to a baby shower.
Sure.
Okay, so let's say that it's not off the table, but it doesn't happen very often.
Sure.
And I'm okay with that because you know what? I don't want to go to a baby shower.
You don't want to go to a shower anything.
I don't like going to things like that.
Would you like a bachelor party or...
Like, what are we doing? Are we having fun?
Or like a LAN party or
yes,
just...
Yes,
okay,
yes.
You're more into that.
Yeah, I mean, like, if your bachelor party's not going to get too weird, because I got to be honest, I don't feel like if your goal is to stay married to one person for the rest of your life, we ain't going to the club. So...
That's not how you start that off?
I don't feel like that's the way you start
Nor with a baby
that journey.
shower as well.
So...
You can't go to the club either.
Look. I'm just saying, all right? So when I see this, I just feel like everybody here dodged a bullet. Nobody ended up having to go to the baby shower. So, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. All right.
One less thing to do.
So we don't know, or at least I don't know, the name of this lady, but this is getting passed around where apparently there was a woman that was having a baby shower, and she canceled it. Do you know why she canceled it, if this is real?
Is this the lady with the baby name that's quite something?
That's the one, Nikki.
I don't remember the name, though.
Apparently, everybody was making fun of the baby's name, and she was just like, fine, there will be no baby shower. Which, by the way, as the mom, that hurts you.
I think it does.
Because they were bringing you free stuff.
But it's not like she could say, but there will be no baby. Like, she can't do that. So the only thing she could hit out with was the party.
She was like, I'm canceling the party. And so
she wants people to feel bad that now she'll feel bad.
Okay, so the baby's name... First name.
Mm-hmm.
The first name has 3 names, which, you know, we need to understand how plural works.
I thought it was only 3 names, like your whole name.
I started reading into it. That's what I thought, too. You think that the baby's name is Squire Sebastian Senator.
First, middle, last.
That's not it. That's the first name. She hasn't unveiled the rest of the last name. The rest of the
first name is 3 names?
That's right.
You can't do that. There's never room on forms for that.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, according to the Post. No, this is not his full name. Squire Sebastian Senator is only his first name.
You need to pick one of those to be the first name. Any of those will work.
He will not be allowed to have a nickname. He is to be called by his full and complete first name.
Why did she think this way? That's demanding.
I never knew my family could be so judgmental. We come from a long-lasting family of both squires and senators. If you look back in our family tree, the survival of this clan is literally rooted in squiredom. Guys, does she understand that squire is a title?
Not a name.
Not a name. My baby's name will, all caps, be a revolution.
Put Will in the name somewhere.
It will push people to question everything.
Oh, that's I don't like when someone does that.
Why name your baby boring and overused names? And hey, get ready to be insulted, people. Josh.
Hey, we have a Josh here.
You're boring and overused.
Sorry, Josh.
Sam, Nick, Mark, Bella, Marina. I don't hear that very often. When you could name it something special. Squire Sebastian Senator will have a powerful, wholesome life. His confidence will not diminish simply because his name is out of the ordinary. Instead, he will be extraordinary.
People aren't having a problem with the names itself that you've chosen. I more have a problem with how many you've chosen. Like, you can't you got to pick one.
This is just one of those things where I look at this and I think a couple things. One, look, everybody thinks their baby is the best baby. All right. Unfortunately, what you don't understand is that the world is populated by the best babies.
But
they're the best babies.
Just pick a name, one name for the baby.
You know, whatever. That's it. That's the way it is. No, there's that. And then the other thing is that, you know, sometimes, Nikki, in pregnancy, women's hormones become, you know.
Oh, don't say that to her, though. That'll just set her off.
No. This is just as a family, we got to have this conversation.
Okay.
And sometimes, like when your hormones are off, you know, the endocrine system really affects how you think and feel.
So maybe after the baby was born, this would all be like, well, I'm just picking one of the names.
You know, 5 or 6 months after the baby's born, she'll be like, I am not calling him Squire Sebastian Senator all the time.
We are allowed to just pick one, and that's it.
But, you know, right now, you have to understand, it's the shower's off, and it's the best baby. She's going to change the world. You're going to rethink everything.
Is it a he or a she?
It's a he.
Okay.
Your morning, but without yelling, laughing, or music.
Don't deprive me of that.
We wouldn't dream of it. It's the Riot on Radio U.
What's the sigh for?
My back hurts.
Oh, yeah.
It freaking hurts. I'm so tired of doing this. Like, I'm so tired of it. I'm 2 weeks into it.
The back thing? I know.
Like, I'm 2 weeks into it. It hurts.
You were lifting and you heard it one day?
Yeah. I at least feel a little better. And then I had a conversation with someone over the weekend that I respect. And they told me they had also injured their back like this. And they were like, yeah, it took a while to get over. And I was like, okay, well, that's a relief.
Well, I think it's hard because, it's going to be the easiest thing for you to keep re-injuring or just re-hurting by doing day-to-day things.
That's what happened.
Yeah, it's not like you have to even go work out again, but it's still going to hurt.
I was fine. And then, well, not fine, but I was feeling better Saturday. And I did some very low-key activities. And by Saturday afternoon, I was like, my back! And
does it make you feel like older? Like, what's going on?
I feel like a grumpy old man. I'm just like,
back hurt, which is why they're probably grumpy, because their back hurts and it legitimately hurts.
I will tell you right now, like, it's making me grumpy. I'm just sitting here like, and you know what makes it even matter?
What?
I'm going to have to go back to the chiropractor
and
pay them to crack your freaking back. Like, here's $20. Bounce up and down on the beached whale until it feels better.
Why don't we just look up YouTube? We can find something somewhere. Let's bring the staff chiropractor on. Come on in, sir.
I'm doing it all. Ibuprofen, heat, cold, back roller, stretches, exercise. Like, I'm doing all the crap.
And it still hurts?
And this morning, I'm going to have to go back because now I'm getting... Before it was a lot of muscle soreness. Now I'm getting shooting pains down my back.
Oh,
that's a great sensation. You're just sitting here talking to Nikki, and you're like, the whole time you're talking, you're like, ow, 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 ow.
Oh, God.
Ow, ow, ow.
The whole time?
Ow.
Whole time?
Ow.
Always?
And I mean, like, I'm saying other things.
Yes, but in your head is going, ow.
That's right. On the inside, I'm like, ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow.
So you know how we take this medicine thing to turn off the cough? You know, like that Pearl pill? Maybe there's...
No,
that'd be actually illegal.
Don't you get it? Because, like, if I
that
take...
turns the pain off. Never mind. I wanted something to turn the owl off, but that's not, like, legally allowed.
You understand that if we do that, all of a sudden, I end up in the clinic for addiction.
True, that's true. But then the owl stops.
No, then you got a whole new owl. You're like, ow, I need it. 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 I need it. So
can't help you then.
All right.
Can't help you.
Well, I got pills in here.
Well, and you've been trying
everything. I'm on the YouTube videos.
Easy there.
I'm on
yes,
the
easy
YouTube
there.
videos.
Why don't you just lay down flat for a little bit?
Fine,
we can get the mic arm to reach down to you.
And blue pills and orangish red ones.
Which one are you going to take?
I think the orangish red ones.
Spin the wheel. Da-da-da-da. Yeah. What colors do you want?
Yep,
it's not the proper approach to pill taking, but
ow, 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 ow. Hey, Nikki. Just keep the show going.
Hey, Obi.
How's it going now?
Ow. Okay.
Ow.
That's a good day.
Ow.
Yes, just still owls.
One of the only things left that isn't owned by Disney. The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, over the weekend, I don't think there were advanced screenings of Bumblebee yet, but they had press screenings.
So Bumblebee is it next weekend or the week after? Or sorry, actually, Bumblebee, but I've heard nothing but Aquaman and Mary Poppins.
December 21st. So, wow. December 21st is Bumblebee, Aquaman, and Mary Poppins. You know what we should do? We should just make a day of it.
That is a long day, and I don't want to sit through all those movies.
You don't?
I don't want to. I feel like sometimes it's about maybe not seeing the movie because your time is worth more than that.
Oh.
Or at least all three of them. Like, pick one.
I'm interested in Bumblebee and Aquaman. Like, those interest me. And there's something else. What comes out on... Oh, the Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. I'm really interested in seeing that. Like, that looks great. Anyway.
John Cena's in Bumblebee.
That's right, he is.
What's that thing where he's like, John Cena, whatever they do. Just always hear people yell that at random times.
He's in it, Nikki. But you know what? The reviews for it have been pretty good. People are saying that this is...
How much are they being paid in Bumblebee money?
Well, I mean, I can't speak to that.
If they come in and the critics are all wearing, like, yellow, you know they've been bought off.
Or if they're all driving around in either a brand new VW Beetle
or something,
a Camaro.
Then some big Transformers money bought them.
They say that it's more of a character piece, that it is much more in line with what a quote-unquote classic Transformers kind of aesthetic. Like, people will like that a lot better. And they say that it does not... It's basically just not
the Mark Wahlberg stuff.
A Michael Bay movie.
Oh, Michael Bay.
This is not a Michael Bay movie. So.
Yeah, but they can't go too far the other way. You know, like you want a Transformers movie or Bumblebee thing that looks really good like the Michael Bay.
Yeah.
But then maybe has a little bit better script.
I guess what I come down to is that I wasn't very interested in it until I read some reviews, and the reviews that I've read have intrigued me a bit. It sounds kind of cool. I'm interested.
I don't know if it's just where I'm at, though, but like Aquaman stuff, I've seen tons of that. Mary Poppins stuff, I've seen tons of that. I haven't seen any Bumblebee stuff.
Completely agree with you.
So I don't know where it's getting buried.
I feel like I've been inundated with the Aqua Poppins, but very... Aqua Poppins.
That's the season. The whole season of Aqua Poppins.
It is. And that's coming to Netflix.
Oh, I love that so much. The movie theater should have packaged Aquaman and Mary Poppins for an Aqua Poppins thing.
Yeah, and you get like a little stuffed animal, and it's like a...
And you get a bottle of water.
Yes.
And something else for Mary Poppins.
Umbrella.
And an umbrella.
It's perfect. Come to our Aqua Poppins night.
Oh.
But yes, I'm with you. I've seen very little about it. In fact, I keep forgetting about it.
Yeah, that it's
forgetting
coming
that
out.
it's a thing. And then I saw these reviews, and that was like Saturday or Sunday, and I read several of them, and I was like, you know what? Like, that sounds okay.
I doubt you'll get to it, but...
You don't think so?
I don't think. Once Christmas, that's pretty close, so...
Like, once we really get started.
It'll be busy times.
Okay. All right. You're probably right, Nikki.
I'm popping right.
You're right about a lot of things.
I feel like I'm really right here.
The Riot was this close from becoming the absolute worst morning show in radio. Yep, they can't even win at losing. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
We want to say hi to Jason. He just texted in, and I saw that he also hit me up on Twitter over the weekend. Jason says, I saw a public early screening of Bumblebee Saturday night. Awesome seeing Gen 1 characters, which means old school Transformers.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Is Bumblebee an old school character?
He is. He's a Gen 1 Transformer, Nikki. Had a different feel than the others. After the credits, there was a making of for us to watch. Since it was an early screening, studio reps were watching everyone with night vision to prevent pirating.
I bet.
I love that, dude.
Just to make sure.
I love that.
That was a pretty good like then.
Yeah, want to say hi to Reagan. She says, after listening to Obadiah talk about sheets so many times over the years, I knew it was a stop I needed to make when I came to Pennsylvania.
Oh.
She's got a photo of Sheetz, and she says it is something to behold.
Sheetz is a gas station in various areas, but mostly
northeastern?
Yeah, northeast coast of that. But you do love a good Sheetz. And you stop there. So
yeah, dude.
Still
anytime.
Nothing like Wawa. So.
I do. I'll tell you what I like to do at Sheetz is like you order food there, and their food is good. And they always have a good soda set up, and they have good coffee.
We have to talk like realistically in case you're like, I thought it'd be a restaurant. It is a gas station,
right?
But it's almost like one where it's like Vegas and a gas station met together.
That's fair.
And
it's a lot of flashing lights.
Yeah, you took your pilgrimage to there, and it's just amazing.
Yep,
so it's one of those places.
Also want to say hi to Chris. He hit me up on Twitter, which, by the way, you can text us at 877-2-RADIO-U, or you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Obadiah RadioU. Nikki is at RadioU Nikki. And you can find links to all of those through riot.radiou.com.
You don't want to miss our good tweets.
Right.
So.
Chris says, after hearing you talk about Mystery Science Theater 3000 repeatedly on the Riot.
Hey, look at you leading the way. With gas stations, with TV shows.
I talk about important stuff.
You do, don't you?
Yeah. Really changing the world out there.
On your way to being a leader.
I'm like Senator Squire.
Yes, you are.
I'm the real thing.
You are.
He says, repeat on the Riot. I watched the first episode on Netflix. Loved it. I'm in.
Oh, you made a fan.
Had to get you back after watching A Quiet Place for me. Chris was the guy that just randomly on Twitter was like, hey, I challenge you to watch A Quiet Place. And I was like, sure, why not? No one's hit me up really hard on a movie like that in a while. Let's do it. So I picked it up. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Well, you guys are in tune now.
We're just swapping movies.
Yeah,
you know how it is. You know how it is. Also want to say what's up to Rick. I did tweet over the weekend. Amazon had a sale on Tolkien books, so like Lord of the Rings.
Dude, you are hitting all the big stuff, aren't you?
I know.
Bumblebee, Tolkien, Mystery Science Theater.
Sheets.
I mean, look at your list.
Rick said, snag The Fall of Gondolin, which so did I. In Letters from Father Christmas, I'm hovering over the Silmarillion, but I've never been able to make it all the way through it.
Why aren't you the leader of your own Reddit group? Like, come on.
I do, like the farther we dig into it, I feel like apologizing to all the norms.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think sometimes the people tune in and don't know all the words we're saying between sheets and all that. Like, they just don't know what it means.
Look, Sheets is a gas station with good hot dogs, okay? Let's focus on that.
Tolkien is the Lord of the Rings guy.
That's mainstream, pretty much?
Pretty much.
Pretty whatever.
Much. Well, thanks for the update on everything.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Chief, she's...
Coffee and contemplation.
And the Riot. Obviously. Radio U.
So, Nikki, you have been mostly a meatitarian.
Yeah.
Lately, which puts you in a position going into the holidays to have to find meat alternatives to various cookies.
That sounds like pretty good.
Which is why this may be exactly what Nikki's looking for.
Well, I've made it's not been quiet with the fact that I've been trying to just not have as many like carbs and stuff. And so I tend to lean more towards protein. Not in a keto thing. Like I don't have I think I have more protein to keep me out of keto.
Sure.
But I'll have like a lot of cauliflower substitutes, or there's just meat substitutes for everything. And I do love a cannoli. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. But here's an alternative to having a cannoli if you want the inside, but not the noli part. I don't know which one's which. Is it a canna?
That's actually what I was going to say. Is it the can or the ole?
I don't know. It could just be the main word.
Which one?
But you could make a cannoli, and then this restaurant is offering bacon wraps.
Gosh.
So you make the bacon in kind of like the form of a cannoli, and then you fill it with the ole stuff part, and then you put that in there, and you have a cannoli.
They say it's full of maple ricotta.
Yeah, like the filling. That sounds good.
And let's go ahead. Some powdered sugar is on it.
Well, just for the top part,
just a little bit.
So it's at a place called Bar Bacon, which is in New York City.
Yeah, and they just basically make all the bacons.
All the bacon stuff.
They do bacon. I think
it looks pretty good. Like if you wanted to have a dessert and you still, you wanted to shy away from some things. I mean, this obviously has a lot of sugar in it, but...
And fat. It's got sugar and fat. Have a cookie.
But for some low-carb stuff, fat is fine, which sounds like a statement, doesn't it?
It is. That's my hashtag.
Is it your hashtag?
Here's a picture of me with my shirt off. Hashtag fat is fine.
Meaning it's fine to eat some fat and that it's not as bad for you.
Yeah, come on. So, dude, they look fantastic. You should think about making those and then bringing us some.
Yeah, I think I might be interested.
I don't know if I could trust you guys to bring us something.
Do you like normal cannolis? I can't remember.
I guess.
You'd eat it?
I don't. It's one of those things, I don't go search them out, but I think I've only had them one time and I thought it was good. In fact, was that? No. That was baklava. Never mind.
Oh, the one where you got
the Greektown where I got the ticket.
Got the parking ticket.
I've hated Detroit ever since.
Let's get in line.
Hey, let me tell you
Everybody hates that parking thing.
That city's problems started when they gave me a parking ticket.
Well, it's way to...
Ever since then.
Can't recover, can ya? And they're like, why can't we ever get it back? Well, give that man his money back.
Give me back my $85.
So that was just something interesting if you're into bacon or baking and you don't want to have any of the carbs like the cannoli thing. You can make one with bacon.
Yeah. Got to be careful. Got to be careful, guys.
I would like to find a local place who could make that for me.
I'll bet you
there
if we made...
There must be some place. Oh, yeah.
Well, if you're on a bakery and you're listening, first off, welcome home. Second,
let me know.
You should think about this.
I feel like this is more like a restaurant, less like a bakery.
Okay.
It's dessert.
I'll take that, too.
Nikki and Obadiah. Obadiah and Nikki.
Love, hate, hate, love.
All right, everyone in, let's go.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
I just happened to see that there's a season 3 trailer for Stranger Things.
An actual trailer or just like a recap? Or
no, what they do is they give you the 8 episode titles.
Oh, for the new one?
For the new season of Stranger Things.
It comes out in the summer?
And yeah, it comes out this summer. What's funny is I was like, I guess I'm kind of excited about Stranger Things. But as soon as I hear the music, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the best! It's my favorite! Oh my gosh!
Last week, week, Obi was talking about there have been reports in Daredevil being canceled. And then in this article, it said Daredevil was still one of, if not the most watched things for its genre. And in that list was also Stranger Things. People are still actively watching both seasons of Stranger Things when you think, you haven't picked it up since, when it came out.
I'll tell you right now.
People are still watching it.
I'll tell you right now. I'm just putting out a warning. All right. Just letting you know. Netflix cancels Stranger Things. I'm burning their headquarters down.
Set on record.
And then when they're all standing outside, I'm going to be out there with a bullhorn this is a physical representation of what you did to me emotionally.
Playing the song.
This is what you did. You burnt my house down. That's what this is, guys.
That's a moneymaker for them. They're not going to do that anytime soon.
Someone's Daredevil!
Well, I know. Yeah, you're right. But there was a backup plan for Daredevil. That'll come back in the future.
Not on Netflix.
You don't care where it's going to come back.
We don't know.
It'll come back somewhere.
No, I don't want it to come back somewhere. I want it to come back to the place where I'm already paying a monthly fee.
If something happens with, Stranger Things on Netflix, I'm sure it'll come to the Duff Brothers app. I'm sure we'll have something we have to pay a monthly fee for.
I just got a headache.
Because you could see the future, couldn't you?
Because now I got to start buying it directly from the creators.
Yes, pretty much.
You can't. You know what though? Would you be better off? What if we just started buying shows instead of subscribing to services?
That's true.
That wouldn't be so. But see, it would have to be cost effective. I wouldn't pay more than $15 or $20 for that show, and they'd be to make it, it's going to have to be $60.
Yeah, probably. So next summer, Stranger Things season 3.
I loved Stranger Things, but the thing I keep thinking as I look at this trailer is I've never watched it again.
Yeah.
I have only watched each season.
The one running
time.
But it was so impacting you didn't need to.
It's huge. And there's part of me that's you can't go back to it. That was happening live. You saw it happen. It was real.
That's a good point.
You can't go back and watch real life again. You can't watch this again. That. That's just the way it is.
But people are watching it still and they go back to it.
I totally get it.
Having a bad day? Blame the riot. Everyone else does. And in fairness, it's probably their fault. Radio U.
So I don't know how true this is, but, next Friday, Aquaman hits theaters. That's true.
That's one.
I do know that is true. But Amber Heard is the co-star of Aquaman. You've got Jason Momoa, who's out there doing a lot of publicity. He's Aquaman. He's the title character. He hosted Saturday Night Live over the weekend. I didn't watch it. I thought about it.
I saw a couple of the clips,
I did too.
on YouTube trending, but I didn't click on them yet.
Yeah. So there's that. But Amber Heard plays his love interest in the film, or does he play her love interest?
Ooh, interesting take on that.
What an interesting question that might be.
Turn that one around.
What might that be? But apparently she is quite an avid reader. She likes to read. And apparently that was much to the annoyance of her co-star, Jason Momoa, who wanted her to pay attention to him when he was doing his stuff.
Oh, even if she wasn't in the scene, but still paying attention?
Yeah. And so
I might roll my eyes at that a bit, but
it gets so much worse.
Does it? Oh, I don't want to hear this. They don't want you to say this stuff before the movie comes out.
It gets so much worse. He would take her books and rip the pages out.
Are we for? What? Not even for. What are we doing? He's not doing that as a joke and then reimbursing her. Providing the books back.
Thank you for that. Reimbursing her. Because, books are not inexpensive. They're not super pricey, but this is not exactly a Kindle.
Would he, is she actually reading books or digital versions or what? Would he rip the Kindle?
This is a quote from her interview with Good Morning America. He adopted this method of ripping out the pages of my books so I would pay attention to him. It would drive me crazy because I'd have 30 pages left and it would be gone.
Yeah, maybe you had to be in the moment. I don't know. It's not my favorite thing to hear. It's annoying.
Okay, listen. I think we have to.
They got paid a lot to where is it okay that it was that annoying that was the hardest thing on set?
Well, and the other thing is, for example, I spend a lot of time annoying you.
Well, yeah, but you're
not just here in the studio, but upstairs too.
Online in real life.
Yeah, I harass Nikki on Twitter, upstairs in the office, sometimes through text messages.
That's the relationship.
So maybe it was like that. And he was just like, she's always reading that book.
But you know
I'll show
what?
her.
If I was reading and I wasn't paying enough attention to the show or to you, we have the relationship enough to where if you did it, it'd be funny. Even if you did it 300 times, it'd be annoying, but it would still be funny.
Right. And so
I wonder if that's the case of it.
That's what I find myself wondering. Is there something about it where it's like, okay, this is a continuation of the shtick?
Yeah,
like
and then
it's an ongoing thing.
At the end of filming, do you get like $1,000 Amazon gift card for books?
Like, hey, I'm sorry about your books.
But that was the joke, and that's what he just did.
So apparently one of the things the crew did was they designed her a book bag that was like a green screen thing that she could then put her book in, and they would pull it way up into the set. And so he couldn't get to the books.
Okay, it's all right. He's Aquaman. We're testy.
We weren't there, but he
really needed to stay in character, Obi. One can't just jump in and out of Aquaman.
I get that, but I look at this and I'm like, in the moment it could have been fun and funny and whatever, but when you just take the facts of the case, Jason Momoa, who I feel like is trying to sell us on the fact that he's not just some muscle-bound whatever, but the idea of some big muscle-bound guy coming along and ripping the pages out of Belle's book. I mean, is this guy Gaston or what? Gee, Belle, why do you want to read your books when you could be staring at me?
But for all the secret recordings.
Fights like Aquaman. Talks to fish like Aquaman.
All of the audio and the leaks of like how people really act, some of our favorite beloved actors and how they actually act when they're recording and making these movies. This is probably a nice tip of a very ugly iceberg.
You think so?
They're probably just when you're in the moment and you're filming, people get mean and stupid.
What a guy, Aquaman.
That should have been an SNL skit right there.
Where was that one, guys? The devil. Well, but see, maybe he didn't want to be portrayed that way. So stop ripping up books, dude!
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You know what Christmas is? I'll tell you what Christmas is. Christmas. Okay, let's back up just a second. All right? Do you ever find yourself looking at something and being like, that's not good enough?
Okay.
It's not good enough.
All right.
This is not good enough.
At a thing?
Yeah.
Not a person?
Well, you know what? Is it a person?
A thing.
It's called, so now they're not even a person. They're just a thing.
No, meaning like an item or an object.
Okay. Well, check this out. I think that Christmas is God looking at stuff and being like, no, not good enough. Not good enough. And you're like, oh, I knew it. He's talking about me. God's looking at me saying I'm not good enough. I already knew I wasn't good enough. Oh, no. No, that's not actually what I mean. I think God looked at religion and was like, not good enough. Because let's face it, we're like, we'll build a temple and we'll come and burn sheep in here or whatever. Like, look, God, I'm burning crops in your honor. And God's like, I didn't even get to eat them.
Didn't need that.
I don't need those. I'm good. No, what God is not, he looks at religion and says not good enough. Because you know what religion is? It's like, God's far away. God's up. I still hear people that know God. They're like, well, God's in heaven, blah, blah, blah. God is not interested in staying up in heaven. What God wants, he wants to literally put his spirit in your heart. Christmas is where all that stuff started. Christmas was God moving into the neighborhood, God taking on flesh, Jesus showing up. And I'll tell you what, he's tired of being at a distance. God wants to move into where you are right now. And when you spend time talking to God, you are not talking to God who's in heaven and he has installed some kind of a super cool phone in your car that now it's mobile, you put in your pocket, it's an app that you access. No, God is with you all the time, period. He is not far away. He's right where you are. So you know what? Stop acting like God is a billion miles away and stop acting like God's being all judgy. He's not being any of those things. He's where you are right now. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, man, what are you waiting for? It's Christmas. It's time to get in on what Christmas is all about. And say, Jesus, I want that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to have a relationship with you. I want you to teach me what it's like to be friends with you. And the funny thing is, God looks at friends. Friends isn't even good enough. God wants to be your dad. He wants to adopt you into his family. Man, God's always looking for the next level, right?
If you're looking for a peaceful start to your morning, you should look somewhere else. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Oh, Nikki, it's official. Guess what?
What?
I'm going to be a part of my first that's not the word. Charity streaming event online.
Oh, you are? You're going to do one?
Yep, I'm going to be a part of one that's coming up in January that is raising money for victims of human trafficking.
Is that going to be on Twitch or?
You know what's funny is
don't know the details yet.
I don't even know how it works yet.
It's okay.
But I just know it's going to be like from 6 a.m. They're doing a 24-hour stream, and it's one guy that is going to do most of it, but then there are like two of us that are going to give him a break.
So you jump in then.
Right. So like I'll stream from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Saturday, January 4th.
Ooh,
I'm excited.
Those are riot hours on a Saturday.
Well, see, that's actually why I picked it, because I was like, well,
you could get up.
I'm not willing to get up in the middle of the night and help you, because I'm not that good of a person.
But in the morning hours.
But since I already get up that early, I could surely do that, and then you could catch some sleep there and then get up and finish your stream or whatever.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I know, I'm excited about it. I've always wanted to do that, and so the chance to do it is great. Now I just have to figure out, like, what game do I want to stream for
so it's not the same game during the whole
we're
stream?
not all doing the same thing. Like, you can kind of pick what you want to do.
Can you go any platform?
Well, I mean, anything that I can get hooked up.
Sure.
I'll just do it from my basement.
From home.
Yeah. So, like, I'll stream from home, but...
I feel like closer to it before you need to decide, let's do a massive morning of just...
Like, tell me what you think I should stream?
And then whatever gets the most, then we go with. I mean, we'll probably have to, like, narrow it down to maybe, like, 10 games.
Okay.
So if you get a list of narrowing it down, then we can choose from there.
Because the thing that I was thinking is I almost always get a Steam gift card for Christmas, and I thought maybe I would pick a couple games, hopefully maybe like something I haven't played.
Yeah.
And I could just spend 4 hours playing something new there.
I don't watch many streams that are like the charity ones that go really, really, really long. Is there a particular style of game that does better that people like to watch more?
Everybody likes to watch Fortnite.
Fortnite, okay.
Even though you've played the crap out of it, you still like to watch other people playing it. The other thing
I know you like Forza, but I didn't know car games don't do so well, or like what style of game do people kind of enjoy more?
I don't know. My other thought is that I could go ahead and play like I don't have to play one thing.
Oh,
I
can
switch around and play a couple of different games. Phil says Smash Brothers or Halo. I could do I will say I keep meaning to go back to Halo.
Maybe pick two, one retro and then one, current game.
I like the sound of that too, Nikki. I like your ideas. So if you guys want to feed them to me, obviously I have like a month, but I was getting the details firmed up over the weekend, and I'm just like, heck yeah.
I'm going to
be part of a charity stream.
Do you get like, that's not these type of tournaments. Like you get a green jacket when you win.
Nikki.
Is that not it?
It's kind of like working at Radio U, where it's
the honor.
It's a nonprofit.
It's the honor.
So like we're just raising money for a nonprofit, which means, we're giving our time and they're giving nothing back.
Okay.
But that's okay, because that's what I want to do. Like, I want to
help. Do that and help out.
So I don't know. I am weirdly excited about it. I was telling a friend, like, I'm excited to do this.
So are you doing it on the 4th? Because Rachel noticed you said the 4th, and that's a Friday.
Oh, that's wrong.
You're doing
it's
it the
5th. It's
Rachel, way to be on top of things.
Well, I better double check, because like I can't do it on the 4th.
Well, you're doing the show.
Yeah. So.
Well, look it up. It'll be fine.
I'm gonna.
If not, guess what? They get 2 people for their thing, because I'm coming over because we got to do the show.
Wait.
It's on the 4th. Is it in January?
I'm gonna get back to you.
Is it you?
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Put it on more. Lick it. Get it everywhere.